Hey guys, this is Blaine here in Bothell, Washington, suburb of Bellevue in Seattle area. You're looking at our 2016 Porsche Macan S. We have had this for almost 2 years, and it's a beautiful car and really fun to drive, but can't afford this and a new car and a new motorcycle. So we're going to sell this and move on to a bigger SUV. So this has about 63,000 miles on it right now. We are the second owners, taken very good care of it. It's completely up to date on all of its maintenance. It does not need anything at all, period. We just had an oil change done a week and a half ago. Air filter, engine oil filter, had the PDK service, spark plugs, brake fluid, all that stuff done in August of last year. So it's completely up to date on all major services until 80,000 miles, so 17,000 miles from now, and won't need another oil change for a year or whatever the interval is. I think 6,000 miles or 8,000 miles. They use full synthetic, at least at the Porsche dealership that we take it to, which is Porsche Bellevue. So what else to say here? So this is a S, which is not the base. This is one step up. It was actually the base available in 2016. There was just the S and the turbo. But now, of course, there's an inline 4 version that I think they started making in like 2017, and that is quite a bit slower. I know, because we've had it for a loaner car, both the older generation like this up to I think 18, and also the newer version, which is the 2021 inline 4. And the base is okay. It still has great handling, but it's lacking a lot of oomph. It doesn't have a nice exhaust. This has a sport exhaust. It just sounds really nice, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, it's a great car. I wish I could keep it and have all my other dreams come true too, but something's got to go. And this has been a really fun experience, but not our forever car. So let's start with a couple of small things. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pollen in the air, so a lot of stuff on this 4K is going to show up. There are a few gravel dings, but they're really minor. Honestly, I can't even tell what's gravel dings and what's pollen right now, even though I just washed it 20 minutes ago. So anyway, the paint's in really good condition. Where is that? So, oh, right here. Right here, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to focus, but I did have to do a paint touch up there where I scraped it against a concrete pole in my parking garage, unfortunately. But it's been touched up with the actual Porsche paint pen and clear coated, and there's no problems there. I'm sure somebody could do a better job if you really cared, but it's a daily driver, 63,000 miles, not a garage queen. So if you're going to be using it for daily driving, I don't know why you'd care, because you just really can't see it, especially with this vibrant blue, sapphire blue metallic paint. Anyway, while we're down here at the tires, the wheels are a little bit dirty because the car wash, just an auto car wash, didn't do a real good job. But before somebody takes delivery, when I got a solid buyer, I'll give it a very good clean and make sure they're spiffy for you, like everybody should have when they buy a new used car. So I'll get it all cleaned up, but the wheels don't have any scrapes on them, no dinging or rash from curbs. My wife and I are very good drivers, and it's nice too, actually. The tires actually stick out a little bit beyond the metal, so you really couldn't scratch them unless you were a complete moron, which could happen. Anyway, tires I'll put a comment down there. The tires are like 5,000 miles old. They're really nice, really grippy. I've had them in the snow. They are definitely very acceptable in the snow, even though they are only a M&S. They aren't like a snow rated tire, but I think they do great. And this is the Yokohama YK740 GTX. Anyway, go Google them. They're really good tires. Discount Tire recommended them to me, and I've been very happy with them. We do have tint on the front windows. So the back windows are just normal, and then this is a tint to make it, under some light conditions, it almost looks perfectly equal. Like if you're over here, you really can't tell a difference, but when you're inside, it's definitely not that dark. We just did it so that you have a little bit of sun protection. Man, there's so much stuff in the air. So anyway, I mean, it's just kind of a nice, take the edge off. The windshield has actually been done too. It has Air 80, I think is what they call it, by Lumar Pinnacle Formula One. There's a lot of words there, but I think those are all the right ones. So the Air 80 is just like very, very, very light, and it just helps take a little bit of the glare off and make it not so bright. It's a big windshield. Anyway, that's the factory tint on the sunroof. Honestly, unless it's like a really, really blazing hot summer day, I don't even need to put the fabric cover on, but I'll show you what that looks like. They did a good job tinting it. It's from the factory. That's, I think, just a part of the glass. It's not a film. So let's see here. We have priced this a little bit higher than maybe somebody else that has, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has the exact same color combination, which already makes it a little bit rare. But we're at 63,000 miles, but it's well maintained, has brand new tires, brakes have been done, what, 1,500 miles ago? Fluid's been done, I mean, everything's done. So if somebody's looking at a car that's maybe 50,000 miles or 48,000 miles, FYI, it's about to become due for a lot of expensive shit, including tires, doing all the services I just mentioned, the PDK, the spark plugs. It's not stuff you can do at home. You have to take it to a shop unless you happen to have specialized equipment. So I think that we're priced fairly because we're including up until 100,000 miles, so almost 40,000 miles to go, and another 2.5 years to go on a Veritas extended warranty. Which is the, I forgot the exact terminology, but it's like the pinnacle, I don't know. I'll put it in the description. I'll link what it is. But it's a full coverage, bumper to bumper, extended policy for everything except for wear items, like no hoses, no tires, no, you know, nothing like that. But anything else that breaks, electronics, steering wheel, heated steering wheel, I mean, literally anything else is covered under the one that we got. It was $4,500. And we've already used it a few times too, but the cap on it is $20,000. So there's, anyway, it's a really nice policy to have. It comes with the VIN, it's baked in, and all it requires to transfer to the new owner is $25. And I will help you with the paperwork. I can provide anything you want, all the fine print, the whole contract. I can tell you whatever you want. It's a really nice policy to have because even though these are very reliable, when something goes wrong, it's expensive. We had a problem with the steering boot. I don't know, the steering boot broke because it's a rubber thing, and dirt got in and messed up the something. I'll have to put the full information there so people don't have to ask questions, but basically we just had that done, and it was like $4,200, and we didn't have to pay we have to pay a dime. We had a $100 deductible. We paid $100 for a $4,200 repair. So it's very nice to have in the rare event that something goes wrong. But right now everything's tip top and she's ready to roll. So let me show you around a little bit here. So this does have the color matched lower area. So this is black plastic on stock, I mean not stock cars, but on cars that don't have that option. Unfortunately, the previous owner, which was a lease owner, didn't spec this or didn't get this when the shop placed the order. You can get these side blades color matched. This obviously is just black plastic. Nothing wrong with that. I think the blue, you know, all around just looks better. So I'm glad they at least did the back one. But these, you can replace them with carbon fiber ones. You can paint them yourself. You can buy painted ones if you ever care. But anyway, those side blades are the standard ones. So let's go back here. So I just did a Costco run. So it's clean, but there is some stuff in here. So pull this out of the way. So we got a it's an inflatable you know, Porsche spare. Basically it has a little compressor back behind that panel, and you just pump it up. And I also have some other crap back here, but it's never been used. There's wheel locks, all the wheel lock stuff's in there, every single tool. Nothing's been used. I've never had to change a flat or anything. So yeah, there's a little place up here to have little knickknacks or gloves or whatever it is, small, keep from flying around. I think it's actually a really good daily driver for somebody that likes performance and power and likes to have an engaging car. This is awesome. I mean, I just really wish I could afford to have this and the other things I want, because it's literally perfect for what it is. It's like having a Porsche, well, not a Boxster, but a 718 that actually has a big ass, and you can put a lot of stuff in there and do Costco runs and go to the grocery store and take two small people, your friends, down to the local Shake Shack for a burger. You can actually drive around in this thing in a spirited manner and still live life. So it's great. Anyway, so it's pretty clean back here. This is how you close. It's got a power close. The lights are super bright on it. This does not have roof rails, but you can get them if you want to put a rack up here for skis or snowboard or whatever you're into. Because of the length of the car, you probably couldn't do a canoe without some creativity. But anyway, you can get those rails from Porsche and put a rocket box on there if you want. So let's take a look inside here. This is the Garnet Red leather interior. Here, actually, I wonder if I blew this up to make it a little bit easier to read. So this is just chopped off, as you can see. So the color of the interior is called black/garnet red, and it's really cool. I'll open the sunroof too, so you can see a little bit better. But the door cards are all. I think this is leather, but everything else is just vinyl. And then this whole area, this has the extended leather package. So this is all leather up here. There's leather throughout the cabin that you don't get on the base or even on an S or a GTS without upgrading. So all of this is leather, this is leather, this is leather, red stitching all the way across. It's absolutely beautiful. So pretty cool. If you've ever sat in one of the base ones, you know that it's kind of like a pebbled rubbery surface up here, and it just grabs a lot of dust. This is really easy to wipe off and keep clean, and it's just more luxurious. So what else? Well, it's pretty clean, as you can see. It's not perfectly clean. I would do a little deeper job for when somebody's actually ready to pick up, but lots of adjustment here. Let's see if I can get this. Quite a bit of legroom if you really need to have a tall person in here. That obviously crunches somebody in the back, but even with that all the way back, you can still seat somebody that's, you know, 5'7" or 5'8". Anyway, that's pretty cool. These also have the extendable bolsters, so you can get a little more legroom for people that have longer legs. Anyway, so let's take a look at this again. So this has well, all that stuff. You can probably freeze frame that and read that yourself. The extra leather package, so to speak, that the other base models don't have, that's $3,800. The infotainment, like almost everybody has it, that's $3,000 option on top of the base price. And then the real thing you want to get here is the premium package plus, so that's $5,700. You get the better headlights, the entry and drive, just all the good stuff. I mean, it seems ridiculous. Air conditioning, I thought that was standard. Anyway, you know how Porsche does things. Everything's a la carte. But let's walk around here, go to the driver's side, pop the hood. So, really clean. We just have carpet mats, don't have any rubber mats. I'll show you around the inside when I start it up. For now, let's just go here. So, they're so cool. The headlights stay fixed, and these fit around, these little cutouts. So, these are your turn signals right here, very bright. It's got a marker light, obviously. This is the PDLS, the Porsche Dynamic Lighting System, which just means that this is that's the high beam here. This is the low beam. The low beam rotates like on Range Rovers, and I don't know, a lot of nicer cars do that these days. So they go where your steering wheels are going, or your steering wheel is turned. And then it also has that light, that one right there, which activates and shines light out this way when you're going around corners. So if you're going around a corner in a tight parking garage and it's dark, your main lights can't turn that far, but that light will activate when you're turning that direction and just broadcast a bunch of wide beam over there, so you can see what you're about to hit around the corner. So 340 horsepower, 339 foot-pound of torque, 3-liter twin turbo V6. If anybody didn't already figure that out or know that. Yeah. So, thanks, man. So let's turn it on. It is a beautiful color. Oh, wow. Sorry about that. And we don't need all that on either. So the nice thing about this car, and well, even the newer 2021 Macans, is they have a lot of buttons. The buttons are actually great because you don't have to go dive through a navigation menu and climate control and everything. The buttons are just there. You want to turn on the cooled seats, turn on the cooled seats. You want your seats cooled and heated, there you go. You just dial it back, do what you got to do. There's sport mode. There's a lot of toggling you can do through here with this. I mean, I minimized it to not go crazy. I don't like having 10 menus when I roll through, but your TPMS will activate obviously when the car has been moving for a couple hundred feet. Yeah, lots of good info there, but not overwhelming. It's meant to be a driver's car, right? That's not what a lot of people maybe expect, but this is hardly Spartan. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a lot of luxury, a lot of technology. So it's a step above maybe what a Boxster owner might be expecting if that's what you had before. There's a lot more going on here, and it also weighs more, of course. I mean, this thing's 4,100 pounds. I don't know what a Boxster is or a 718, but they're a lot lighter. But you get a lot of the same feel and driving performance, but able to carry a lot more stuff around. So, so this doesn't have paddle shifters, in case people aren't aware that that's how I usually shift. But you can also put it into sport mode, and then you're full manual, and you can hold the gears or hold the revs a lot longer. Off-road mode is handy if you're driving around in the snow. You just plunk that in. There's also a hill descent control right there, kind of like on Range Rovers. It does work. We've played with it a little bit. Got some overhead controls here. Everything's been turned on. Everything's been converted from halogen to LED by me. This particular one just didn't happen to come with LED kit, so I did that myself. So here's the sunshade. And it really blocks things out. I mean, it does a great job. That's all you need. And then of course, if you want to just you can just open that like that, or you can just go full open. And it has a tilt function too, but it's a huge sunroof. Yeah, a lot bigger than most cars. And then of course you still have it's double glass now, so it's really hard to see, but you have a lot of light still for the back of the cabin there. So anyway, got the I think it's walnut is this wood. It's really nice. You have leather here where you kind of grip this area, and then this is all a nice wood. I mean, it's really beautiful, very smooth, very easy to grab, not slippery. By the way, there's my Pro Clip USA mount for the iPhone, whatever I have, 12 Pro that I'm holding. You can use it on an 11, a 10 even. I know because it's adjustable. You can unscrew those and shorten or widen this out or whatever. And I have it routed down through here very cleanly, and then it goes down into there and plugs in. So it's always powered. Anyway, go back here for just a second. So there's what it looks like with the sunroof open. And then that folds down. So you got a little bit of comfort for people back here, although it is small. And then there is a ski pass through too, by the way. It's actually up like this. There you go. That comes through. And actually, I thought maybe not. No, I'm thinking of my Range Rover. Range Rover has a little thing where there's like a little ski sack. This doesn't have a ski sack. Anyway, there's a little latch up here to do a 60/40 fold. They are almost flat. There's a ton of room, really, for how small the body is. If you need to carry an office chair or some bigger boxes. This is probably not going to wow anybody, but pretty gentle burble. This is in sport mode. It's not obnoxious, but there's definitely a little bit more rumble to it than on a base car or a car without the sport exhaust. and it sounds amazing under driving in sport mode, but certainly not everybody's into that. So if you just want to have a composed, quiet ride with the napping kid in the back or something, no big deal. Anyway, here's a good overview, good look at it. Things clean up very nicely. This has been it's been a long, dirty winter. I just got it washed the first time in like 2 months, so it definitely is. It'll clean up a lot nicer before I actually pass it over to somebody. But I think it's a great buy. We're asking $37,000 for it, with the warranty, with the new tires, with the brake service being done, all new spark plugs, all the other services up to date, and it's a pretty cool color combination. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Happy to get back to you. I'll put some information in the description, so hopefully I can head off most of the obvious questions right now. And thanks for watching. Bye.